Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Manu's Podcast. Here's your host, Manuel, and what is this about? This is a more or less 10 minutes video where I basically go through some sort of topic and that I usually come up on the spot, and I usually expand on it and try to sparkle as many ideas to my listeners as possible. Sort of going and searching for some real answer, but we never really catch real answers. Yeah, it's interesting how there are no sound truths out there. There are some sort of balance in what is true and not. But we do our best. So today's topic, it's it's something that I just pop up to my mind, and it's something that has been in my mind for somehow on the background for some time now, and it's really complicated for me to talk about it because really complex feelings about this, because it's sort of it's a big question of what's the future gonna be like. I think this comes out as a in particular in this period as a very the answer to this question keeps changing day by day. Like every day I wake up and I think involuntarily I answer myself this question. I'm like, well, what's gonna be today? What's gonna be next month? What's gonna be 1 year? And I do it every day, and without even really thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good month. It's gonna be a good day. So there is always this feeling of what's gonna be the future like. Then there are different time frames, and I would say that in general, I always thought, maybe this day is gonna be crappy. Maybe this month, it's gonna be okay. This year, for me, the year has always been, it's gonna be positive, except for COVID. Probably it's gonna be okay. This is gonna be a crappy year, but in general, I always thought somehow this year is gonna be positive in some manners. But I don't really know anymore. In these past months, I think my attitude towards the future it has changed, because due to all the things that have happened in these months, I'm so confused. The answer is no. This is again gonna be a very crappy year. The past years it has been for COVID, for the pandemic. Now there is the war. There are the consequences of COVID. There is a downturn market. Basically everything is going down. Like if you have any sort of investment in anything, maybe not property, but in anything, if you're in mid-30, you don't really have your own property, or maybe you are thinking about buying a house and you just managed to do so good for you. But the thing apart from that, and that's a particular percentage of people, not that many do it, it's gonna be very confusing. It's gonna be like, yeah, everything is going down. How am I going to protect my my money, what I have around? So if you think about money wise, you're like, yeah, I'm screwed. Oh wait, I forgot to put the music. There you go. 5 minutes in. half of the video. And so how it's gonna be like? And this answer in particular in these past months, due to everything that happened, now there is even a war. They decided, it was not bad enough, let's make it also a war, which is probably also the cause of all the market problems that we have. There's a fucking war at the edge of Europe. Then other countries have decided to join the NATO, which are very close to Russia. And Russia is gonna be, okay, you can do whatever you want, even though everyone knows that you didn't want that to happen. And then, guess what? Since the NATO is the NATO, they're gonna put military bases on it. And then Putin is gonna be in the same stupid situation that he was before. It was like, okay, now I have to do war with the other ones, because otherwise, why would I do only war to Ukraine? And then we suddenly will be in a state or in another war, which is like, you gotta be kidding. Like, no wars ever helped anyone. And you can totally see that it's a full failure of speech, of diplomatics. There is just a bunch of people that are willing to go for a war just to feel that they are right in doing what they're doing. But so in particular for the war, you can say, okay, it's all Putin's fault, but while Putin has been doing the same things for the past 10-15 years, and still people kept doing it, and he was always saying, if you do this, I'm gonna react. If you're gonna do this, I'm gonna react. And these people just kept doing these things, and he's gonna, well, I'm gonna react now. And they're like, oh no, he's gonna react. So I think there is fault in both sides. And, then I think about, okay, so they started a war, how long is it gonna take? It's not gonna stop anytime soon. It's not that, oh no, we change idea now. Putin has been doing this for the past 10-15 years. So obviously it's gonna keep, it started the war this year, so it will keep going for the next 5 years at least or something. I don't think anyone will come up with a changing situation or changing idea that will change the situation in favor of everyone. So what's gonna be the future like? And I'm like, well, my day is gonna be pretty much okay. I will do my job, I will earn my money, I will live my life. My month is gonna generally be bad, because some of my investments are gonna be bad, because markets are just gonna go down. And in the year, I'm like, well, it's gonna be crappy, because obviously at some point there are gonna be consequences in the life of everyone due to the war that is happening, all this economy downturn. And so I'm like, damn, this future doesn't look like so nice at all. And yet I think this comes as a very bitter bite of an apple that we always thought that is gonna be positive. We grew up, so I'm around my 30s. So I grew up in the 90s, and there was always the impression that things were gonna be positive and better every year. We're always gonna grow, things are always gonna go fine. And then suddenly at some point, what happens? First economic crisis, another financial economic crisis, war, the terrorist attack, and oh no, we have also a pandemic. I'm like, what the hell is happening to this world? Since the 2000, it's gonna be just just thing after another. So yeah, it's very difficult when we grew up in the 90s, and since we are kids or teenager, they were basically telling us, don't worry, your generation is gonna be free of everything, you're gonna have all the good stuff, we are making sure that you have it. And now it's all going to fucking burn. Like, what is happening here? And it's not due to our generation. I mean, we still haven't really done much, if I have to be honest, because the previous one, I mean, look at all the look at all the people in power. They're all boomers, basically. These are all people that had a very old mentality of how the world should look like. And they still want to take meaningful actions or decisions on this. The problem is that they are halfway gone. So obviously they're thinking, yeah, well, I do my stuff, but in 10 years, I'm gonna be gone anyway. So who cares? And we have like still 40, 50 years, we're gonna be like, wait, what about us? Why are you taking decisions that are gonna take a lot of years to settle? Since before you're just going, what the hell? Then we have to deal with it. Well, this is what really looks like for us. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of depressing for us, because one day we probably have to deal with this, with a world that doesn't really is not working around the values that we grew up with. And hopefully we just manage to change them a little bit. But a lot of problems of the present come from the past, so let's see. But anyway, the future doesn't look like so bright at all in 2022. Fingers crossed that nothing goes bad, too bad at least. So this was I wanted to talk about. Hopefully I made you think a little bit too. Sorry for my voice, but I think I have some sore throat still. I just had COVID. So thanks a lot for listening, and see you next time. Bye.